My wife was never a person who particularly took care of her health. In May of 2012, it caught up with her, and she was diagnosed with a very aggressive, dangerous stomach cancer, which, was considered terminal pretty much. We were both devastated when that happened. I didn't know what she was going to want to do. So we sat in the oncologist's office. He said, well, we've got to start the most aggressive chemotherapy we have. It's a protocol called R-CHOP, which is really brutal. I said, oh my God, this is awful. And furthermore, we're going to have to do radiation, and we're probably going to have to do 4 or 5 surgeries. We'll probably take out a spleen, maybe a kidney, blah, blah, blah. And we'll have to do some stomach surgery and all this stuff. And he didn't say anything about what the prognosis was if we did all that. So at that point, I spoke up and I said, yeah, okay, that all sounds pretty awful and everything, but what's the prognosis? And he didn't want to say, and I said, you know what? You're asking us to make a pretty important decision here. It's up to Sue what she does, and I'll support her, whatever her decision is. But you know what? You have to be forthcoming with us. You have to tell us. And he kind of didn't want to, and I said, come on, spill the beans on this already. And so he said, well, to tell you the truth, unfortunately, this is a very bad cancer, and your chances of recovery are almost zero. You got about a 10% chance if we do all this stuff of making it past 18 months, but you're never going to be cured. Furthermore, to be honest with you, the treatment that we have to put you through might kill you, and it's definitely going to wreck your quality of life. You'll never get that back. And of course, we were both devastated. I felt like someone had smashed me in the stomach with a baseball bat. I mean, it was just, I could hardly breathe. I was so upset. Sue said, I need to think about this. And we walked out of the office, and I turned to her and said, honey, what are you going to do? And she said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything that doctor told me to do. That's not my life. I'm not doing that. She said, take me home. And I said, well, what are you going to do? You're not just going to let this thing kill you, are you? She said, no. She said, I've seen the work that you do. Put me on your program, and I will do everything you tell me to do. I will do it faithfully, and let's fight this thing. And the reason I'm really excited to share this is because we won. So I want people to know you don't need to do chemotherapy, you don't need to do radiation, and most of the time you don't need to do surgery. So instead of her being dead within 18 months, within 6 months, they couldn't find a sign of the cancer, and we've just passed our 5-year mark. Clean bill of health. So folks out there who are watching this interview, please be inspired by it. Find somebody who really knows what they're doing, who's got a good track record. Don't try and do it yourself. This is not a good do-it-yourself project. The stakes are a little high for that. But find somebody who's got a good track record that you resonate with, that you feel comfortable with, and if you can do anything to avoid conventional oncology, I would do it. My opinion, chemotherapy and radiation therapy are so barbaric that I think that at some point in the near future, they will be a thing of the past, and they will be forced off the standard of care. And people will look back on it and say, how could we have ever done that? That's my opinion. And I can't wait for that day. So, the body wants to be healthy. And all we have to do is find out what's disrupting the body's natural state, which is health. So what do we need to give it that it doesn't have? What do we need to take away that it doesn't want? And then stand back and watch God's miracle. So I'm just sitting here in gratitude for everything. For Sue having the courage to do that, and having the discipline to stick with it, and to really take care of herself, and to treat herself with love, and not to give in to the fear. And that's what moves me and makes me get up in the morning and saying thank you.